Did I press the record? Hello everyone, welcome to this day in the life. It's going to be chaotic, structured, and yet educational. I am doing this day in the life for 3 reasons. Firstly, because I love my job. I genuinely love what I do and I want to talk about it. Number 2, I shared with the internet about 6 months ago that I left my job in law, and so I wanted to talk a bit about the past 6 months, challenges. Number 3 is that I'm someone working in tech with a non-technical background, as in I don't have an engineering degree. I am not a software developer, and therefore how am I finding the experience of working in tech without that more formal engineering background? It's a Monday. I have no idea why I chose to film this on a Monday. That is why I'm currently drinking literally a litre of coffee. Someone staged an intervention. It's asleep up here. I think I put my handwriting on Twitter or Instagram and someone replied being like, wow, you really do write like a child. So I'm gonna list out my Monday time blocks. I try and stay pretty strict to these because I know that I can finish my day at the time that I want to. So recently I read a book all about deep work, which 10 out of 10 recommend because it introduced me to the concept of time blocking, which absolutely has changed my life. So I got to a point recently where I couldn't really figure out what I'd done by the end of my working day. I kind of jumped between meetings and picked up a load of calls, and it was very fast paced, but I didn't really feel like I'd accomplished any one thing. This all came to a head when I read this book and I realized that there was a difference between shallow work and deep work. Previously, I was doing a lot of shallow work, and these tend to be more administrative or routine communication tasks. So processing emails, responding to colleagues, joining regular meetings. And I wanted to get closer to deep work, and I kind of summarize deep work as any organic new generation of something. So for example, if you're a developer, programming something from scratch, writing a brand new presentation, or doing new research. And don't get me wrong, I'm a complete beginner at this, but actually time blocking my day has allowed me to have a combination of both shallow work and deep work, and overall shaved around 2 hours off my working day, which is pretty good. So this is what we're going to run through today. Let's get into it. The ironic thing about me working upstairs is, so the office space is up here. Come on. We're about to head up into the office of doom, but before we do that, I want to show you guys my new Desenio prints because they are bloody beautiful. So as a lot of you know, I recently moved into a new flat, and guys, I've been trying to find ways to just add some color to this apartment, and I just got obsessed with Desenio. For those of you that haven't heard of Desenio, they are a Swedish company, and their main aim is to provide affordable Scandinavian wall art to everyone. The new current spring-summer collections include the New Cozy, Hotel Milano, Candy Shop, and Bright New World. I was really impressed with the diversity of all of their different print collections. They have over 15 different categories. One of the most helpful tools that they offer is their gallery wall tool. Essentially, if you want to imagine what your prints will look like in your own flat, you can go into the tool and pull together different prints to create your gallery wall. They're super sustainable. For every tree they use, they plant 2 new ones. If you are interested in anything I've just discussed, then head over to the link in my description and use the discount code Cornwell. This is valid until midnight on the 28th of August. Welcome to my office space. This is not the aesthetic. Full stop. This is not the aesthetic. So I'll just quickly walk you through what I have here. I have my laptop, which was given to me by my company. It is unfortunately a Windows laptop. Anyone who also shares the pain of the corporate Lenovo ThinkPad, thoughts out to you. Basically every single person in the city of London has this black laptop. I have a pot of coffee, I have a pen pot, and I have my big computer screen. Okay, so let's get into the first block of the day. From 9 to 9:15, I have a meeting with my back-end developers. From 9:15 to 9:30, I have a meeting with my front-end developers. From 9:30 to 9:45, I have the all-team daily stand-up, which is where I will contribute. I really prefer the style of everyone getting onto calls in the first hour of the day and hearing exactly what each other are working on. This is something that I never saw happen in practice in law. It was really rare that you ever had oversight over what your other team members were doing. Let's go. Hey guys, can I just ask a quick question on ticket 6182? Do you need updates on the designs of those? Hey everyone. Yeah. No, I can go and get those for you today. I think I just haven't put them into the ticket yet. All team basically means anyone in the company who contributes to the development process. So our designers, our support team, our testing team, our engineers, the product team. Morning. Cool. Yeah, I'll go next. Cool. A very key question that I had at the start and something I was really unsure of. How much technical knowledge do you need in order to work in tech or in a tech startup? And I would honestly say that answer really depends on the role that you're trying to move into. Okay, this is going to be the quickest explainer of software development you probably have ever heard, but it's something I wish that someone had told me before I started instead of just quickly having to learn it from people around me when I started the job. So at a very simplistic level, software development can be explained as a relationship between three people: the product owner, the development team, and the end customers. I am a product manager or product owner, and therefore my role is to control the relationship between these three parties that you can see in front of you. Now, if you ask different tech companies what process they use in order to get from product owner out to the end customer, there are a lot of different organizational approaches. So for example, at the moment, we use Kanban. It's a board-based waterfall approach where we take items from the product backlog or the product roadmap through build, through testing, and then once completed, continuously out to the end user. Once something has been built, its place is refilled by another prioritized piece of work from the product roadmap, and that allows us to maintain continuous delivery out to our end users. As a product manager, I spend a lot of time looking at this Kanban board and looking at our product backlog or our product roadmap. Hey! Good morning, how are you going? I want to talk to you about ticket 6253. Well, originally, we'd structured this a little bit differently, but I've split it. Hello. Yes, I'm good, thank you. How are you? Shall we have a little chat about 6337? About 2 hours of my morning so far, basically checking in with people, asking any immediate questions. I now get to drill a bit more into the core responsibilities of a product manager. Now, I can't cover all of those in this one day in the life because I'm not doing all of those on this one Monday. One that I am doing, which is pretty relevant, is I am reviewing and doing some scoring on our product roadmap. So a primary responsibility I have that I really enjoy is I decide the contents and the priority of the product roadmap. I take feedback from our customers who I speak to on a daily basis, from stakeholders, from other people internally. I then score these using product roadmap formulas, and then I can see which ranks as the highest for us to move forward into development. I would say a huge part of being a product manager is spending time listening to users who are using your piece of tech, what they currently hate, what they love, what they think is missing, what they've seen a competitor do, just having your ear on the ground about what would make their experience easier for them. Tell me why. Now, for these calls, I've recently started using a portal, a meta portal, and I now do all of my calls through this portal, which makes me feel like a freaking spy kid from the year 3000. That's you there, you're the camera. They can see like wall to wall of my room. And sometimes I'm on these calls with some very like senior, financial institutions, and they can just see the whole inside of my flat. It's a good incentive to clear up and have a clean environment, but it's actually though, I could set one of those like Zoom backgrounds, but I don't ever do that because I'm a nosy person. I'm gonna enable other people to be nosy on my life. I'm gonna type up all my notes in a message to myself. Oh my God, my washing is in the background of this call. My underwear is in the background of this call. Hi guys, my name is Eve. I'm a product manager here at Create IQ. I think we will probably just wait a few more minutes for people to join because we've got a few missing on our side. I did send an agenda ahead of this call, so I will share my screen with that agenda now. I would say as soon as I got to my even first day in this role, I was expected to join calls and be invited to share my opinion on them. And I think that was actually more of the nature of the fact that I work in a startup, and so there are just not as many people around, and so they need as many people as possible to be joining on to calls, and they need to find business in as many places as possible. When I was a junior lawyer, I'm trying to think of when I ever spoke on a client call. most frequently I would speak to someone who was of my level of junior at another law firm. So I would often speak to other trainee lawyers at other law firms, and if we were working opposite each other, we would kind of catch up on our work streams because I might owe them documents, they might owe me documents. And one thing that really struck me and challenged me, just from like a culture shock point of view, is when I joined a tech team, you're expected to not just contribute to like commercials and projects, but also lead them. Early this year, I went on my first ever business trip. I actually took a few clips while I was there because I was so like, I've never been on a business trip in my life, and it just felt so like, it just felt very cool to like be abroad on behalf of my company and be speaking. We spent kind of like 3 days in Madrid, and we were alongside a lot of other kind of like tech vendors, and we were speaking to clients. It was kind of like sales. We were kind of trying to speak to people and get them to understand exactly what our product did and try to get them to sign up and gain contacts. And hello. I was going to say, can I take 2 minutes of your time? But realistically, we're looking at 15 minutes here. I need some of your brain power to help me figure out an estimation. We've just had a few requests come in from clients about new builds, and I need to think about the order in which we do them, and also potentially a proof of concept we might have to do for someone as well. Cool. Okay. Let's start with number 1. So, what do we think the split is between front end and back end development, and how long do we think that will take? Welcome to the final hour of my day. I've just taken a break to go and wash my face because I take liberties like that when I work from home. So I'm hoping to do an hour now to round off my day, and it is an hour of essentially my favorite activity as a product manager, and that is design review. We have a design team of 2 amazing designers, and they quite literally bring our ideas to life. And so every single time someone from our design team messages me and is like, hey, we've got some new like sketch ideas, I get so excited. And over the past 2 days, they've sent me quite a few messages, and I'm yet to review them. So as the final hour of my day, I'm going to spend an hour reviewing the design work that's come in.
AAA's a joke, how would I know? $10 a mile just for a quick tow. Sun's going down as it gets cold. If I'm stuck here all night, there might be...
So it's now just past 6. I also had some emails to wrap up, and it's the end of my working day. I had really hoped to do more in this video on the comparison between tech and law, and I've got to the end of my day and I've kind of realized, I didn't really talk about it that much. I also hope this video has been somewhat interesting. It's that weird thing that I know when I edit this, I'm gonna be like, Eve, this wasn't interesting to anyone. The next video I film, we are getting right back into legal pop commentary and some deep dives. We have a really exciting series of videos coming up, so I cannot wait to start recording those. So I will see you then back on the channel. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.